Hello and welcome, everybody. My name's Safta Mahmood, and I'm pleased to welcome you to this webinar today through MBL Seminars. This then is the webinar on probate essentials for family lawyers, where I'm taking you through wills, intestacy, and beyond. So there we are. So we're looking at this as of June 2026. Now, as you can imagine, when you're advising on divorce, family finance, it's important for the family practitioner to be familiar with the implications surrounding the making of and the revising of a will, as well as obviously the effect of intestacy. When you're advising on financial remedy matters, clean break orders, how does that affect and how does that tie in with the Inheritance Provision for Family Independence Act of 1975? We need to know about that. What's the position with when you're advising on disputes surrounding children, surrounding provision for the children in the event of death of either or both of the parents? And how does having a child arrangements order affect that? Okay, so we're looking at some of those aspects. And therefore, in the contents, you'll see on this slide of made provision for providing family law and wills advice and the necessity for this. We'll look at severance, see how that ties in joint tenancies, tenancies in common. The position with marriage, civil partnership, divorce, dissolution of a civil partnership, how does that affect a will or intestacy? What's the position with guardianship clauses, particularly if there's a child arrangements live with order in force? And then I'm going to be taking you through some elements of drafting, so specifically looking at the position with requirements for valid will. So capacity, mental capacity, looking at formalities, looking at the issue of compliance in terms of intention. We'll be looking at final orders for divorce, how that affects the will itself. Also today, I'd like to spend some time looking at the position with LPAs, lasting power of attorney. How are these? How do they work? How do these operate in 2026? And also, like I say, clean break orders. Also, what's the position with deputyship? How do we deal with that? And then I'd like to spend some time looking at some elements of probate with you today, particularly various forms of relief. So you've got the residence nil rate relief, for example, the residence nil rate ban insofar as that's concerned. We'll look at some of the changes that are coming in next year in relation to inheritance tax as from April 2027. And also we'll be looking specifically at some more areas of intestacy and the 1975 Act. And there are also changes ahead in relation to law and cohabitation, which I'll take you through.